Well, in other award show news, the nominees for this February's Grammy Awards have been announced. The list tops this week's look at some of the stories making country headlines this week. The upcoming 56th Annual Grammy Awards proves to be the most diverse yet. With the nominations just ringing in, country definitely has a place in music history, with Taylor Swift vying for Album of the Year as well as Best Country Album of the Year. There's also a newcomer you may not have seen coming.
We just blow smoke.
Kacey Musgraves, who tied Swift for the most country artist nominations with 4, landed a spot in the new artist category, up against Macklemore and Ryan Lewis, Ed Sheeran, and Kendrick Lamar.
I drive your truck.
Lee Brice takes on Best Country Solo Performance as a nominee, and joining him are Hunter Hayes, Miranda Lambert, Darius Rucker, and Blake Shelton. The Best Country Duo or Group Performance showcases the Civil Wars, Kelly Clarkson with Vince Gill, Little Big Town, Tim McGraw featuring Taylor Swift and Keith Urban, and Kenny Rogers with Dolly Parton.
Come on, baby, let's go listen to the night train.
And it looks like Jason Aldean took his Night Train straight to the Best Country Album category, which is also comprised of Tim McGraw, Kacey Musgraves, and Blake Shelton. And Best Country Song has Begin Again from Taylor Swift, I Drive Your Truck from Lee Brice, Mama's Broken Heart from Miranda Lambert, Merry Go Round from Kacey Musgraves, and Mine Would Be You from Blake Shelton. For a full list of all the nominees, hit up headlinecountry.net. Well, all fingers were pointing at Justin Moore as he celebrated not 1, but 2 accolades at Nashville's famous honky-tonk, The Stage. Not only did his first single from his Off the Beaten Path project top the charts, the album itself reached number 1 as well.
Double number 1, I love it. I've been so blessed over the course of my career to now have my second number 1 album in a row, and we've had 2 number 1 songs in a row. It never gets old. I feel so blessed to be where we are. This is really, really exciting.
If they want to see my sweet side, my soft side, my best side, I just point at you.
All right, number 1, 307 for, jeez. You three sitting in a room. You pointing at Justin Moore on this one?
2 or 3 lines into the song, I knew that lyrically and melodically it did sound a lot like Justin. He was first on our list and actually was the first person to hear the song.
Point at You was right up my alley. It was one of those that, it was all about, look, I ain't perfect, I ain't never gonna be, but I love you, and I try. I always say this was a real life love song, the moon and the stars and all that sappy stuff. That ain't real life stuff to me. Love's hard, and we all screw up sometimes, and that's what I loved about this song.
Justin is currently in the midst of his first major headlining tour with pals Randy Houser and Josh Thompson. Visit headlinecountry.net to find out when the show is coming to a city near you.
When the credits roll and the show is over and I see all the parts I played.
Spending over 30 years out on the road, George Strait finally put to rest the first leg of his final tour, The Cowboy Rides Away, and will soon begin the second leg in January, finishing up in his home state of Texas.
It's going to be different because it's been my life for a long, long time. I've got mixed feelings about it still. When we do the last one in Dallas, it's going to be probably a little emotional. It's going to be bittersweet for sure, the whole tour next year.
And what's definitely sweet is the King's star-studded lineup for his very last show on June 7th in Arlington, which will include performances by Jason Aldean, Kenny Chesney, Sheryl Crow, Eric Church, and Martina McBride, just to name a few.
I want whatever she's got.
And Darius Rucker wants whatever David Nail's got. The MCA recording artist was recently added as a special guest to Rucker's True Believers Tour, along with the Eli Young Band. The tour kicks off January 29th in Champaign, Illinois. David's latest and current top 20 single, Whatever She's Got, is the fastest rising song of his career and the first cut to be released from his upcoming 3rd album, slated for release early next year.
It's called I'm a Fire. It's a lot more upbeat than records I've had in the past and a lot more positive. There's not as many tear jerkers or sad woe is me songs, but it represents where I'm at now.
Whatever she's got, I got time for one more round. A 6-pack to go.
Vince Gill will be receiving some new hardware early next year when he's honored with the 2014 Country Radio Broadcasters Career Achievement Award, presented to an artist or act that has made a significant contribution to the development and promotion of country music and country radio. Emmylou Harris and Rodney Crowell will do the honors during the Country Radio Hall of Fame induction ceremony on Tuesday, February 18th in Nashville. Past winners include Dolly Parton, Merle Haggard, and George Strait. Charlie Daniels was in the holiday spirit as he held his annual Christmas for Kids concert at the Ryman Auditorium alongside Justin Moore, Rodney Atkins, and Phil Vassar. The event benefits underprivileged children in the Nashville area who need a little helping hand in making their Christmas merry.
I think it's something like 400 kids that will participate this year. And it's kids that, would ordinarily not really be much to smile about at this time of the year. And it's helping some kids that really need some help.
Started by Conway Twitty's bus driver over 25 years ago, the concert proceeds not only fund a shopping spree for each child, but also provides them with a brand new winter coat and a special meet and greet with some of their favorite stars.
I've said for a long time, this is part of our job, and I wish we had the opportunity to do more of these things.
The dream that you start searching for is for God to do something with your life, to touch other folks' lives. And the doctor thing went out the window. Fortunately, got to write a few songs and get to do this. This is incredible to get to be a part of.
Still to come, brothers, a cousin, and a buddy. We'll catch up with the boys from Carolina, known as Parmalee. Finally this week, North Carolina boys Parmalee have a big ol' hit on their hands with their current song, Carolina. It's been a long time coming for brothers Matt and Scott, cousin Barry, and best friend Josh. But they say the journey has only brought the band closer together.
She feels like Carolina, looks like California, shining like those New York lights on Broadway.
This time last year, people were going Parmesan. Yeah, Parmesan. But now it's like the top 10 hit, and everybody knows who Parmalee is. Talk about the difference a year makes.
It's a lot different. I tell you what, the crowds at the shows are getting a lot bigger now, and to see that go on all over the country and to see it happen so fast is just crazy for us. We never even thought this was possible.
I don't know what the hell went on around here last night, but we must have had a good time.
Has been battling it out for a long time, a decade of just literally pounding it out on the road and banging your heads up against the wall going, what do we have to do to get noticed?
Man, yeah, I've done that.
What gives you the strength to persevere?
I think it's the fans. Getting on that stage and playing for people and seeing them get excited, sing the words back to us. I mean, I think that's what all artists, aspire to have, and I think that's what keeps us wanting to do it a little bit more.
I don't know what the hell went on around here last night. San Jose!
We've been talking about you guys finally getting a collection of songs out for a long time, it seems like. But if it seems like a long time to me, I can only imagine what it feels like for you guys.
Lifetime.
Yeah.
Is this the collection? Is this the definitive collection for where you guys are right now?
Greatest hits. First. I think we have a great album on our hands. We had a lot of time. We had about 3 years to write this record. So we had a lot of great songs that we had written and also had to pick from. And I think this record really tells who Parmalee is, and it shows everybody what we sound like.
I'm already calling you mine. Oh, oh.
What are the plans now? You guys are now hitting with the top 10. It's like you have to find that other gear now.
Oh, I know. I was thinking about that the other day. We're ready. I think starting to write again is going to be our next move. We haven't had the opportunity to do a lot of writing over the past year almost, so getting in writing mode and start putting the feelers out and getting some co-writes set up and jumping on some tours and going out and playing and finally having a product that we can give to people. Right. They can take home with them and invest in, and they can pick their favorite songs. So when we're at the show, that they'll be singing back more than just "Must Have Had a Good Time in Carolina."
And just in time for Christmas.
Just in time for Christmas.
Makes a great stocking stuffer.
Thank you so much.
Parmalee's drummer Scott nearly lost his life a couple of years ago after being shot multiple times defending a robbery attempt on the band's RV. He says there's not a day that goes by that he doesn't count his blessings. They really are a great group of guys, and their album Feels Like Carolina is available now. Well, that's it for this week and this year. Be sure to check out our hour-long Year in Review special highlighting our biggest interviews and headlines from 2013. You can catch it right here on GAC all month long. Until then, keep up with everything going on in country at gactv.com, headlinecountry.net, and on Twitter and Facebook as well. Take care, everybody.
I played my